the unforgettable martial arts actor who inspired Jason Statham to become an action star. Today, there's no doubt that Jason Statham is one of the biggest action stars in Hollywood, so it's interesting to note that a legendary martial arts actor is who inspired him to enter this career. Ever since breaking out in Guy Ritchie movies like Snatch, Statham's filmography is filled with great action flicks. However, a lot of his films aren't focused on the martial arts genre, so his being so inspired by a martial arts legend is a bit surprising. There might not be an obvious connection, but it's evident that Statham learned things like screen presence from the star. It stems back to a film Statham named one of his 5 favorites. When discussing his favorite movies of all time with Rotten Tomatoes, Jason Statham made sure to name Enter the Dragon. The 1973 film is the final movie that the legendary Bruce Lee completed before his untimely passing, and Statham was locked in on Lee's performance whenever he watched it. Statham said, "I've watched that countless times. That is a standalone pioneer in action movies, and anyone that was inspired by Bruce Lee. I'm sure everyone that has ever done an action movie has just drooled over how full of talent Bruce Lee was, and how unique he was." Statham noted that Enter the Dragon is probably the movie that impacted him the most. Although the actor hasn't gone much into the realm of martial arts on his own, Statham said a lot of what Lee does in the movie sets the tone for what he's gone on to do in his own films. Bruce Lee was a legitimate martial arts master, and that added to what made his movies so successful. There's a sense of realism in every fight scene featuring Bruce Lee. And the same can now be said for Jason Statham's many great fight scenes. The inspiration is clear in that way. Jason Statham is certainly not alone when it comes to being an actor who was inspired by Bruce Lee. Fellow legend Jackie Chan said that he admired the way Lee punched, the way he talked, and more. Meanwhile, Donnie Yen said, "I think he was a great kung fu fighter with unsurpassed skills. I also respect his wisdom and foresight." Actors like Tony Jaa and Scott Adkins have also cited their appreciation for Bruce Lee, while Gigi Yannon went as far as to imitate Lee's moves from the Big Boss in cut scenes from her debut film. Chuck Norris, another action movie legend, also had great things to say about Lee. "Lee was a formidable opponent with a chiseled physique and technique. I totally enjoyed sparring and just spending time with him. He was as charismatic and friendly in the ring and at home as he was on film. His confidence and wit were dazzling and sometimes even debilitating to others." Not many actors have had the lasting impact that Bruce Lee has had. Several decades after his passing, and his influence is still evident in so many stars, including Jason Statham.